blackmail, so they can blackmail one another so that they don't divide and break ranks. What are they trying to do? They're trying to genetically, at the moment, genetically modify humanity. This is a new agenda that has come up since the genetic modification breakthroughs have happened. Historically, their enemies were Protestantism because the Jesuits represent the Catholic Roman Empire. They've been around for 2100 years and they're very good at their job. They have the Vatican Library with a whole heap of material down there, and they also have had all the money in the world. They're trying to amass all of the money in the world. So I've tried to condense that for you, but don't forget, folks, if someone's telling you about a conspiracy theory and they don't mention the word Jesuit, they haven't got the top. If they mention Illuminati, they only got a little bit, Hollywood and so on, because it's the propaganda segment, and they've only got a little bit, unless they know about blackmail, the Epstein and the Jimmy Savile cases and how that all came about, and particularly here in Australia, Franco Arena, the senator. They're only giving you a little bit. They've got to mention Jesuits to get the info out there to really say who really is behind it, not the fronts and the various levels and overlays of deception.
Right. So that was, you touched a little bit on genetically modifying people, but what about food?
Okay, so it all started with corn and wheat, 70s, 80s. There was experimentation, probably maybe a little bit before that, but the real breakthroughs came around in the 80s. Europe elected not to use genetically modified food because they knew that food and those crops would then be sprayed with glyphosate, which is Agent Orange that was used in the Vietnam War as a defoliant so that we could clear the jungle overnight, spray the jungle with Agent Orange. Problem was that, yes, we could see the enemy and shoot them, but we were dying as well outside because of cancers that developed later. Diatomaceous earth can take that cancer out of the human body in early stages, and there are a number of other ways to do it. Chemotherapy has been used for the last 100 years since World War I, and it is leftover mustard gas from World War I. So the same people that are in charge of healing and the healing industries, the medical industries, are also in charge of the poisoning industries. And we're getting that dropped in the atmosphere of the earth through smart dust as well, which you mentioned before.
Yep.
So there's quite a conspiracy going on out there. It is to firstly depopulate the planet, but also secondly, and to at the same time genetically modify human beings so that we only have a very small lifespan and a very short or small intelligence level, so that they can genetically modify up. 200 families are doing this, and we, the populace, can be genetically modified down. They're right into this. It has to happen for them. It's all or nothing. And blackmail and pedophilia are at the bottom of how it's all held together.
What about fluoride? Now, fluoride's something that's in our water. Like, you can't not admit that it's there. You can taste it. But don't we need fluoride for our bodies?
No, we don't need it for our bodies. We do need it for our teeth. But it is a good idea on the teeth. So you can put it on toothpaste and brush it on. The question that really asked about fluoride is, what is it? Fluoride is aluminium. It's the smelt after we get some bauxite and pass through large voltages of electricity. It's then turned into aluminium, and what is left in the bottom of the barrel, that's fluoride, and that's put into the water supply, and we are poisoning ourselves. The Nazis and Stalin used it in the Second World War to subdue their prisoners, so there was no rebellion. And these people that are doing this certainly don't want rebellion, so they want us. It creates Alzheimer's and it creates dementia. I took it up with a government representative, Alzheimer's representative, and sure enough, she couldn't answer that.